We live in a digital age, and last week the curtain lifted on a new chapter in the AI drama that's been going on for seemingly forever at this point. Leading tech giants including OpenAI, Google, Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, and all of the other ones have voluntarily agreed to play nice and monitor themselves and place some much needed safety nets in place for all of their various AI playthings. And there's an awful lot of them. Ironically, it was the accountability folks at the White House that actually pitched this big brain idea. And as always, anytime government isn't lining up to regulate something, it must certainly be very bad for us. And, well, at the same time, good for them. So, as expected, this type of agreement lacks the kind of bite that would truly protect citizens, creators, and anyone else, to be fair, from what's already happening in this AI feeding frenzy. Yay. Hey, Grant, do you think this is a good idea?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, neither do I. All right, here we go. Well, it seems this new useless agreement revolves around 7 points, from internal and external security testing before AI release to the sharing of information with the government. Oh joy. How about a little transparency for the common man mixed in there? That'd be nice. While it might seem like a good start, the tech giants aren't legally bound by any kind of reporting regime. They're not bound by an industry watchdog or any particular timeline for any of this stuff. So in essence, it's more like a friendly handshake and a wink than anything more ironclad or set in stone like some kind of a contract. Since I focus quite a bit on the business aspects of entertainment, we should probably look at how this is going to shape things with the double strike events that are happening in Hollywood. Because, as I'm sure you know, actors and writers are on strike in Tinseltown, the first double strike in 60 years, and they're absolutely melting down, and they're demanding safeguards against AI's encroachment on their labor. This debate takes center stage in both their complaints and, to a large extent, the actors' concerns as well. I mean, their digital likenesses are being gobbled up like crazy. So, Duncan Crabtree Ireland, who is the SAG-AFTRA chief negotiator, slammed the industry's attempt to devalue their members' work while using AI. Obviously focused on the screenwriting aspect of this, but there were also some industry folks making some noise as well, including filmmaker Justin Simien, who worries that artists might be squeezed out of this picture entirely. I'm not sure why Simien is being presented as a beacon of reason here, because, well, it just, in some of the articles that I use for the story, he just is mentioned. And for context, he's currently out peddling another Disney future film failure in Haunted Mansion, so I'm not sure just how much weight he carries. But governments worldwide are struggling to regulate AI, and they really need to step in to stop tech companies currently devouring the vast treasure troves of data and literary works without permission. That's right, they didn't ask anybody to do all of this, to build these language models. And this means that they are, at their very core, thieves, operating an illegal piracy operation, at least in a sense. And obviously, without proper legislation, the tech giants themselves are trying to shape the rules and the outcomes because, well, how do they get it to best favor them? What kind of self-regulation is that? I don't know, but it seems like none at all. And we've seen this before. It's led us down a very dark road indeed, and I have no interest in going back there. You probably don't either. And they're intentionally rushing forward as fast as they possibly can, for fear of an impending legal framework that could be established that will put their darkest desires on hold, which is the exploitation of you and me, or on the entertainment side of things, well, an entertainment industry as a whole. But for that same entertainment industry, it's not an entire loss. AI's early impact is going to be seen in video editing and post-production, where it can speed up a lot of processes and cut some costs. I have an entirely separate video on that. You can check that out. But you're looking at companies like Runway ML and Adobe's Firefly, which offer some AI tools, and they're there to like streamline some workflows and do some unique visual effects and things like that. And again, that's just fancy talk for it's going to take the tedious stuff and make the machines do it instead of the people, which is probably why we're getting a lot of plasticky garbage CGI right now. But that's a completely other conversation. And oddly, he says jokingly. No one in their right mind is convinced of the tech giant's promises. I don't think you are. I'm certainly not. Advocacy groups like Common Sense Media doubt whether companies will truly act responsibly, and pointing out that past social media governance mismanagement and massive federal abuse of First Amendment rights and other privacy violations by many of these same entities, they should be points of concern. There really won't be any enforcement of any of the penalties for non-compliance, since there isn't a clear reporting system or any kind of a timeline. Don't even know who would go about handing that out. Moreover, the agreement seems geared towards national security concerns, which great for the countries that are involved, but it's not geared towards protecting the citizens, the creators, and the companies whose work is being used to train AI systems in the first place. Copyright violations abound at this point, bringing up questions as AI companies scrape vast quantities of art, literature works, and personal information that seem to be somewhat freely available online. And that's not a good thing. OpenAI actually is already facing multiple class action lawsuits over this practice, and in my estimation, they won't be alone. There will be many more involving all of these AI behemoths, and to me, it can't come soon enough. But the tech giants continue to grind out the cheese whiz, all while boasting about advancing responsible AI practices, which they're not even hinting that they're doing right now. No wonder the film industry remains wary, if not outright hostile, towards this overall endeavor, and I may join them. The lack of concrete protections for creators and actors and the profound impacts on the cultural sector leave much to be desired, to say the least. And one thing here is certain. Though the AI drama will continue and the tech giants will play both hero in their minds and villain in Hollywood, the answer is going to clearly depend on who you ask. Will this voluntary agreement be enough to ensure ethical AI use? Or is it just smoke and mirrors? I think you already know my answer on that one. As usual, time will be the decider overall. It always is. And I, for one, am not sold on tech giants being their own gatekeepers. I think that's a very bad idea indeed. People will also argue whether or not the tech companies have malintent, but it's obvious they aren't gatekeeping the AI genie under their control already. In fact, I don't know that they're paying that close of an attention. The question is, will they be stopped, controlled, or regulated? And if so, by who? Well, feel free to let me know what you think about any of those questions down below. I would certainly appreciate it. I suggest there'll be quite the conversation going on in there, with maybe a little bit of fire going on as well. And of course, I'll just say this. Be sure to take care of yourself. Take care of others. Wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye.